Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how I made my own version of a spray bottle to help you make a dip powder ombre just like this air ombre from SNS. This cost me $15 and I bought it off of eBay, but after looking at it and looking at the spray bottle, I thought to myself, I could probably make this myself. So right now I'm just showing you the color that I use, and it's a very pretty limey yellowish color, and that's what I'm wearing on my nails right now, and it's also what inspired me to make this tutorial for you guys. I used Kiara Sky Skin Tone Dip Powder for this, and I'm going to be showing you today the products. So the first thing I'm showing you is this spray bottle that I bought off of Amazon. It was like $5. And that's what I'm going to be putting my dip powders in. So I just kind of checked out the bottle to see how it worked. And then I took my Kiara Sky Wanderlust and I decided to pour that in the bottle so that I could try making an ombre with it. So what you guys are watching now is basically me prepping for this. So I poured it into the bottle using a cupcake liner to gather any spills and kind of try it out. So I just poured that in there, poured any excess back into my jar, and I capped it. So after doing that, I was trying out the powder to kind of see how it would spray. And then I would be ready to try it out. It sprayed pretty well. It did get the powder out, so I decided to go ahead and try that on my nails. This is the color that I'm using to do the ombre with, so I'm going to use that purple, but I'm also going to use that pink. So I kind of just filed down this nail that I'm working on just so it looks better, and then I used a coat of base and I began the dip powder process. So I basically just put on a coat of base and then I dip into my powder and then I dust it off, and I typically like to do this at least 2 times because you really want to see that color in the background, and if you don't do that first, it will come out very dull, and I just like for my colors and my nails to look really pigmented, and I really want to be able to see that background color. So that's what I did there. And then I used my cupcake liner so that I could gather any excess powder after I'm spraying and basically put that back in the jar at the end so that I wouldn't waste it. Because one thing I figured out when doing it with the SNS Air Ombre Spray is that you do waste a lot of powder while it is going in. So I began spraying here, and as you can see, it was very pigmented, but also it was coming out a little bit dark in some spots and a little bit light in some spots. Not really the look that I was going for, but it was kind of a learning curve. So that's just something that I had to do. And then just gathering basically the backside of a nail, I poured some of the pink color on there. And again, I'm dusting off. So I went over it one more time, so I decided to do that again. So this time you're going to see that I am spraying. I would recommend spraying a little bit further and kind of going above and then going down a little bit towards the nail, just so that you kind of get a hang of it, and so that's darker on top and then towards the bottom it becomes lighter. Okay, so that's what you guys are seeing right now. So again, I'm just pouring that pink all over it, and then I'm gonna dust that off. And I will tell you guys that one thing I noticed is that it was not really flawless, in the sense that I felt like it was kind of like a line on top because of the way that I was doing the pink. So I had to make some revisions here. So what you're going to see me do now is that I had an extra spray bottle and I decided to put the pink in there too, because I thought that if I sprayed the pink as well, it would actually have a more flawless ombre look. and then the pink would kind of spread out and the purple would kind of spread out, and it wouldn't just look like this harsh line, which is what you don't want to see with an ombre. And oh my goodness, when I started spraying the pink on, it started to look so much better, and it really helped those two colors blend. So I would suggest getting at least 2 spray bottles if you want to do 2 colors to help blend your colors instead of just pouring the other one on or dipping it in, because it really won't look flawless if you do that. So I just continued that process, and then when I felt comfortable or I liked the way that it looked and I felt like it was blended, I stopped. So you can do this as many times as you want. You can spray, 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 and just keep doing it until you feel like it looks the way that you want it to look and that it's blending really well. I would start off with just having both colors in a spray bottle because it looked really good, and I wish I would have done that from the beginning instead of pouring over. But again, it is a learning curve. This was my first time doing this and experimenting and seeing if these spray bottles would actually work. So this is what it looked like so far, and I think it looked really good, and I was really happy with the results. So then I decided to cap it in clear because when I file, I don't want to file my ombre design off. So again, I just went over it with the coat of base, and then I dipped it in the clear, and I did that actually 2 times. So that way it would really make sure that I don't damage my design when I file the nail. I had taken out some stuff and then I decided not to use it. So you're going to see me seal and protect here. And this is basically what activates and makes it ready for filing. I did file off camera, so that's not something that you're going to see. So when I was done, I then put some more seal and protect because when you file it does come off, so you just want to make sure that everything is really activated in there and looks really good before you go over it with your top coat. Just so you guys know, if you automatically go over this with your top coat, your brush is going to get really hard, so you have to make sure before you move on to your step 4 or whatever number it is in your products that you wipe this off really, really well with a lint-free wipe. So that's what I'm doing there, and I'm just wiping it off before I go over it with my top because I have done that before it's dried and my brush has gotten really, really hard. So you want to make sure that that does not happen to you. And I apologize for going off frame so much. My daughter kept messing with my tripod and my camera and moving things around, which is why you're not going to get to see when I put 2 coats of top coat. The first one you just want to put on kind of quickly, and then when that dries you want to go over it again so that it has a really shiny look and not a matte look. But again, my daughter was messing with my tripod. Everything went out of frame, so you won't be able to see that. So I'm just going over it with the top coat, and then I'm going to show you what the nail looked like in the end. So for this to be my first attempt at the spray powder bottle, I thought that it looked really good. It had a nice ombre color to it, and the 2 colors blended really well. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.